Welcome back to another video from Darwin Games on the Occulite figures. We realised that we hadn't shown the Ignis tribe and the Nimbus tribe up close in the bare metal, so we thought we'd do that today, and also show you some of the new card designs for Dawn Rise of the Occulites that we've been working on, and of course maybe show off some of the painted models in a 360 degree format. Alright, so let's start off with the Nimbus tribe. Here's one of the models here. You can see the Nimbus tribe are covered in feathers. They've got leathery bat-like wings. On the back they've got, they've got a little sort of wedge-tailed eagle feathers there. They've got very sharp teeth, not because they're carnivores, but because they're actually vegetarians in the land of Crepusculum. And that's due to the fact that a lot of the vegetation and trees and that are very, very dangerous. So, for example, the podmathine, which you can check out some of the background story on their blog, a very, very dangerous plant. So, yeah, these guys are equipped with very, very sharp teeth. And the weapon, you can see, is a sort of an axe slash club, stone head, wooden handle with vines wrapped around the stone to hold it in place. So that's one of them. The second pose. And these are of course 32mm scale, heroic, and sculpted by Bob Ollie. Very pleased with the job he's done on them too. And number 3. You can see their feet are bird-like sort of claws there. And if you having a look at picking up the Nimbus tribe at any point in time, be very interested to see what sort of paint scheme you come up with them. I know some people have tried rainbow lorikeets. Here's the chief. I've personally, and you can see them in the background out here, painted them as an orange-bellied parrot, which is a very endangered bird over here in Australia. You might like to paint them up as eagles or falcons, or maybe even a kingfisher pattern might be cool. So he's just sort of coming into land. This crest of feathers up the top there. And the final model. It's a very generic pose, this one, but you can sort of bend the arms a little bit to repose these guys too. Okay, so that's the Nimbus tribe. They live in the mountains of Crepusculum, and yeah, they sort of come down to raid the adjacent lands. So they pretty much keep to themselves, but sort of come in to steal resources and sungems and to hunt and things like that. Okay, the next one we've got is the Ignis tribe. Okay, so we'll start off with the Ignis tribe. Now the Ignis tribe lives in the lava flats of Crepusculum and around the lava flats, and you can see that their body is made up of very rocky sort of appearance, and all their weapons are obsidian. So they've got sort of homemade blades made out of obsidian. The interesting thing about these guys is that their body, because it's all rocky, that you can see these little sort of clear vents through here between their skin. That's as they can move across lava flats better than any other tribe, they sort of build up heat within their bodies, and these vents actually let that heat out, sort of exhausts it out. So and that's one of their special abilities in the game. They can build up a heat source, and then as they get near another model, they can sort of expel that or vent that heat out, and they can burn an adjacent Occulite, which is quite a powerful ability. One of my favourite sculpts, certainly one of my favourite of the Ignis tribe, is this dual-wielding obsidian blade Ignis member. Sort of off balance, making a big strike here. Give me all your money. So this is a cool, very cool sculpt, I think. And then a more subdued sculpt. I call this one the Thinker. Very proud tribe, the Ignis tribe. Very honourable tribe. It's also one of their special abilities is that they are honourable, which allows them to have an extra tribal token to what you would normally have, which is very, very handy. Another one, whoops, a little bit of a vent there. Try and get this, there we go, focused in. Just see the tops of the blades, sometimes you can get a little bit of metal up the top that just flicks off pretty easily. And finally, the Ignis Tribe Chief, the Ignis Tribal Chief. Dragon spines down his back there, tusks on the front. He's got an obsidian weapon and, of course, a staff with a polished purple sungem, a very rare type of sungem, which found around the lava flats. So can be formed when there's a lot of heat in the area, a lot more heat than normal. And so the colours of the Ignis can be all sorts of colours, from dark browns and blacks and bright reds, yellows and oranges, sort of lava colours, to even sort of shiny purpley sort of colours as well. So very interested to see how people paint these guys up. So that's the Ignis tribe. I'll just show you guys how Costa's painted these up. I'll go back to the Nimbus tribe first. You can see this is the orange-bellied parrot sort of paint scheme. Obviously there's the orange belly. I think he's done a really nice job on them. Very, very bright paint scheme for these ones, but you could just as easily paint them whatever you like. Lots of different birds in nature to take inspiration from. I've had quite a few emails also about asking in regards to the status of the game and when it'll be released. And I've posted a couple of little updates, but I can't say too much at the moment. But we are still in talks with a publisher, which is very exciting. At the moment we're just reformatting the rules to give an easier entry point. Not that they're difficult rules, but just so that casual players can pick it up quickly, yet there's still, so you would basically have your core set of rules, which is your pick up and play set of rules, easy to get into, but still quite a lot of tactical depth. And then you can layer on the advanced rules, which give you more possible actions to take. The combat system's a little bit more in depth, in that you can actually lose your defense over the course of the game. And it introduces, of course, with the advanced rules that you can layer over the top, introduces a full campaign system, extra scenarios with added complexity, and of course all these different tribes start to gain abilities, and not only learnt abilities but innate abilities, abilities that they start with if you choose that particular tribe. So that's how it's going at the moment, and obviously when there's any more information I'll let you guys know as soon as I'm able to. But do know that we are working very hard on getting this game out. It's the Nimbus Tribal Chief. Okay, and I'll just go through the Ignis. We've obviously gone for a very volcanic sort of appearance with these guys. You can see the mottling on the neck there. I love the amount of expression that Bob's been able to achieve on these figures. I mean, they're fairly simple figures, like they consisting of a body, an eye stalk, some arms and legs, but I really like the expression he's been able to get, which is exciting. But then, of course, from Bob Ollie, you wouldn't expect anything less. He's a master, so. You can see those vents pretty clearly on that one. You may remember the older card template that we were using for Dawn, with the Luftal Scout on the side. It was a little bit cluttered, I think, and didn't look as good as it possibly could. Well, that was the feedback that I got, so we've altered it quite a bit, and have redone the cards in a new format, and which I'll show you in a moment. It'll be really good to hear your thoughts on the new style cards and see what you think. I'll just grab them now. It'd be great to see what you think of them, and if you've got any suggestions or comments or anything, be sure to let us know, because it would be great to hear what you think. So here's the new style. It's a lot more streamlined, a lot easier to see what's going on. So you've got your combat number up the top, obviously blue for defense, red for attack, and of course on the other cards it also had what it was representative. If it was, so for example, if you used an attack card as a defense, it would have said that this was worth 1 defense, but I've actually left that off just because I did have it up in the top corner here, but I took it down because it didn't look quite right, and it's not too difficult to halve and round down, so we thought that would be alright. So on these cards you can see you've got your effect here. So this one's trip. After a combat, place one of your opponent's figures prone. So it's you've got highlighted words or bolded words, which you can sort of keywords which you can reference easily. You've got your how many models can activate by using this card, and your combat number. Here's another one. Precise when attacking, your attack counts as +2 this combat. So yeah, this is just a prototype deck. Of course the card back's there. But yeah, just something we've been dabbling around with. So yeah, we've sort of come up with this new format, which we'll be using for all games, all Occulite games that use a natural selection deck. We'll use a similar format, obviously with a different background. And for example, on Dusk, the second game, you've got some cards that are specific to the different tribes. So for example, if it was a Palautus tribe card, would have the Occulite chief sitting off to the side here. So we think we've got a nice, simple, elegant card template that is going to be easy to use and not too bad to look at. So, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on that. While we've got you on the video, we might as well show you some of the other paint schemes. This is a florist paint scheme that we've used. You may have seen the other one, which was more of a green sort of paint scheme. That was the spring edition. This is the autumn edition. It's one of my favourite paint setups, actually. Let's see if that helps. Maybe not, that might be too bright. So yeah, I think Costa's done a great job painting this tribe especially. I really like them. It's the Florist, my favourite Florist model. I just used some mini nature autumn flower tufts down the bottom there, and you can see I really like how he's sort of come out of the top of the flower. It's sort of like a stamen. His eye stalk goes from the dark colour through to the very, very light. A nice mottling of autumny colours on his body. And another one. I really like this model. It's sort of like the Nimbus is coming down. Almost a little mini diorama pose there. And the sort of more generic pose there for the Florist as well. You'll notice that all the tribes have one sort of more generic pose, and then the rest are a little bit more dynamic. Here's the Hydrus tribe. My wife's favourite, and currently the highest selling tribe as well. So obviously there's quite a few people that really enjoy this particular tribe. And of course there's so many different fish out there. One of my good friends online said the other day that he was doing a whale shark sort of pattern, so very interested to see what that comes up like. That'll be really good. We also did a Finding Nemo sort of pattern. That was cool, but I prefer these ones. And my favourite model of the Hydrus tribe. And with the net, which the Hydrus make the nets themselves and pass them down as family heirlooms from tribe to tribe, and they use them to catch finlings in the waterways, which they're extremely good at, even with only one eye. And the tribe chief, starfish-like eye there. Okay, and move on to the last tribe that we have out at the moment, the Pleiades, which is the original and my personal favourite tribe, because it's started it all with these guys. So this is the tribal chief, his big reed cloak, and his Luftal advisor up there. And one thing that you can do with these guys is you can get a little silver tuft and just plonk it on top of his head like that, and creates a bit of a reed sort of mane, which is cool, which is what I'll be doing with the rest of mine. Just sort of adds a little bit of interest. I suppose the Pleiades are well, since they were the first, they're sort of the ones that have evolved the least in appearance I mean, they've got their frog-like feet, but in terms of appearance from a generic Occulite, they're the ones that have evolved in appearance the least. So by adding that little reed hat, it helps them to camouflage within swamps and reed beds and all sorts of things. So it's that one, and a proud Occulite guard with his bark shield. Aggressive little guy here, whoops, losing the focus a bit. Try and get that back, there we go. And the last little one there, little juvenile Occulite of the tribe. Just try and focus that in a bit more. Hello. There we go. This is the first Occulite sculpted by Bob, and after seeing it was like, yep, we'll definitely be getting more of those. So thanks, Bob. And then of course we have the Luftals, who are, I mean, if you have a look at an Occulite and a Luftal, quite a bit smaller, but they're the sort of helper race in Crepusculum. Having a lot of trouble getting these guys in focus. There we go. This is a Luftal Scout. Okay. And a Luftal Guard. Of course, you can see the little recess in the back of their reed hat, which you can put a tuft of silvergrass into. It's not going to focus, is it? There we go. Obviously I haven't done that very well, but you can put that in there and it creates a bit of a reed, well, extends his reed hat. And then of course you got the little Luftal Grunt, tiny little guy. And of course during the game you can recruit these guys to your team. Just because the Palautus get along with them so well doesn't mean the other tribes can't use them. And in fact the Florist tribe can pillage an opponent's tribe during the game and actually steal one of their Luftals. And then we've got more specialty Luftal figure, the drummer. And last but certainly not least is the Luftal Chief. So the Venus flytrap hat there. My dog going crazy at the front door. Get that in focus. There we go. So there we have it. That's a look at all of them painted. So if you have any questions or queries or feedback or anything at all, leave some comments below the video, or send me an email on ben@darwingames.com.au, and that's with a little dash between the Darwin and Games. And yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks guys. Bye.